Ouch.
Quit showing people how to be free, Creek. Quit. Every time you say it, we gonna take you off. Cool. I'll be done in a minute. Now, give me 60 seconds. More on an occurrence. I'm getting emails, and not just emails, but people were just calling and they're stuck at this part of the process. I'm gonna make it make sense. I'm gonna run through the whole thing. Hopefully, when I get through, I can share either my paperwork. If you want to share your screen, I don't know if you could share your screen on your side. I have a present
No, I
button.
don't think so on my
Present.
phone.
Okay, I tell you what. We'll figure it out how we want to do it because if anything, um, I could put it in video mode and you just fan it over the camera or your phone or if you're on your computer, and then we can look at it, what it is you have to do, or you could just play the video back too when we get the recording.
Hmm.
um when I go through the tutorial, you'll see the corrections you need to make so that you can get past that, because the whole point is to get people past this part. Need help in court, or it's a trip ticket, or trying to discharge something, we always go back to the
Yeah,
status correction
the
part. That's where
declaration, correct.
decoration specifically in this case is going to be the decoration. So a lot of people are doing an offline process, okay, and most of the when I say the offline process, I mean like the redemption or something that's going to require a UCC or some type of an account, okay, or some type of instrument that you're trying to use to either discharge or discharge with, and a lot of it's lined up with Treasury. Okay, so going into what I want to talk about, the first thing I need to address is there is no Treasury direct account holding millions of dollars into an account. The thing is that you got to be careful about what I'm saying here because it can take the place of what people think money is, because
Correct.
basically all about contracts. Okay, and public and private do exist the way a lot of what people have proposed it to be online. There is what I would call or replace the word of redemption movement with is business hacks. Because that's basically what people are doing is like you can get a CPN. These things aren't talked about, but we know that there's gurus and there's people in places that do these type of things and use these as process, and they put it together and they kind of like pass it around, and then it's like a thing of where you're just getting fragmented information. So the whole thing is what I've learned in my study is it's not how they describe it solely in the redemption movement, but there is an account that you can set up with Treasury, but it's not limited to Treasury. The whole thing is that you want to set up a brokerage account. I've always said that. I've always told people that there's never any magic behind any of this stuff that they claim it to be offline. It's just getting your brokerage account. Uh, like you could pick any type of business and really bank off of something when you have a non-interest bearing account versus a commercial bank account. Okay, which like would be like a savings or a checking account.
Hmm.
Now, once you get past that big hill, because there's a bunch of people that really just ain't ready for that type of information, and they're still looking for a secret account. But once you get past that part, okay, brokerage account. How do I do it? How do I set it up? Now, the best way and the most common way to set up an account is going to be via the trust. Now, it's not limited to that. I started off using an LLC, and it can work with your discharge or any of that. The reason why it could be either or because both of them they can conduct business. You can conduct business with a trust, set it up with a trust. Now, you got a lot of misconception of what a trust is. You got people out here that'll download some documents and say, "Oh, I got this trust. It's 100 pages long." Blah 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 blah. Okay, I do sell trust instruments. A trust instrument without the functionality of a trust set up with a trustor, grantor, or a settler, okay, and being able to anoint somebody to administer that trust or to be the executor of the trust, okay, depending on how you have your trust set up. And that's the next big thing. How are you going to set this trust up? There's all kind of the way you discharge will be according to how you set up the trust. Okay, people say, "Oh, I want a four-sided trust." Okay, foreign in what capacity? Is it going to be irrevocable or is it going to be revocable? You know what I'm saying? Those two things that would take you down two directions on how you would set it up. If you don't have the right type of language for the trust, or and you have it set up a certain way where you're not operating the way the trust instrument is proposing to be, then you won't be able to list your assets on a trust, more or less, or even have it funded in order for it to be a real trust. You just got a trust instrument, which is worthless. So this is what I've been facing. And I know that, I haven't been online as much as I have been, but I do work still, constantly on a continuous basis. Okay. Um, I'm not going to do any introduction because this is morely a thing where we're just going to kind of freestyle. Um, and I'm going to start sharing if you give me a second, I'm just going to pull up some of the documents because I remember what you told me, but because I got you on tape, go ahead and say what it is that you needed to get done with your declaration.
Oh,
Uh,
I just needed to get the correct addresses to put the correct people on notice.
Basically,
Yeah,
what I'm
that was.
sending you here is a banner. Talks about, all praises due to the Great Spirit. It's just formal. I send this out to everybody, reminding them about Title 46, Section USC Code 31306C, which says to also include a declaration. Okay. All right. And we know this talking about shipping, the manifest that, comes from the doc or the doctor in this essence of that story, which would be relevant to Title 46, uh, Code Section 31306, Section C, which talks about the declaration being included when you transfer interest into the vessel. Now, transferring an interest into a vessel is not valid against any person. Okay, person is going to be uh, in a corporation. Okay, and if you go to Title 18, Section 9, it tells you that uh, a person is also considered to be a citizen. And then in the same sentence, it says, comma, corporation. Okay. So basically, it's one and the same. Okay. Depending on how you got your business set up. Okay. If you got your business set up as McDonald's, then your name is McDonald's. Or if your business is set up to basically mimic your name, like Bob Evans, J.C. Penney's, these are all names of people, and their business took on the name of the person. Okay. So that basically it'd be a name, a business with a person, as a person, considered to be the name of a person. Okay. But it's not you. Okay. So we see the example of that every day without it having to go into a straw man argument because we already know that, when you go to J.C. Penney's, you're going to a store. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Which is a brick and mortar. And then we got the owner, which is J.C. Penney's, the same name, like the Trump Tower, you got Trump. So, and so forth. So, that's basically what this whole model is about. And when you put the declaration together, what you're supposed to be doing is coming out of a statutory claim that was made during the time of your birth or the conception of birth via the certificate of live birth. Now, it's very important to mention the certificate of live birth because when you go to Title 46 USC Section 31306, again, when you quote it, going to into the earlier parts of the section, which is going to be A and B, it talks about the transfer of an interest and using an instrument to do so. That instrument that they talk about is none other than the certificate of live birth, okay, which is also considered to be the manifest, okay, that you receive for the cargo or cartel, or there's plenty of examples of that that follow that narrative offline that has been spoke about in some of these sessions. when they talk about private administration. Um, the certificate of live birth doesn't get a lot of attention and it is commonly misinterpreted as the birth certificate, okay, by purpose, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people on purpose is because they know it's not a birth certificate, but they still call it one, okay,
Okay.
because it's a dual polarity. When you're dealing with dual polarity, it's like what it means to me, it don't mean to you. What it means to you, it don't mean to me. It has two different meanings. When you have it, it's a birth certificate or use it for ID. When I use it, I'm going across the border because it shows that I'm a member of the Title 28, Section 2008, Big A. Okay, we go look that up. It's going to tell you the definition of the United States. Okay, so it's pursuant to the code in Title 28, like we talked about. Okay, which is going to have it succeeds um, what would you consider to be a state citizen. I think that's what's popular about this process right here. And I went more on to that in plenty of sessions before, so I'm not going to go and drag it out into this. Um, but there's so much that goes with Title 46. Okay, I don't know if you can see me outline it here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm clicking it. Okay, you see me clicking it. So I want to make sure to point that out for people that are following the video. Um, that's going to be basically the reference that we use, okay, in order to construct what's called a statutory declaration, okay, by law, okay, and this is the law that we go by in order to composite a declaration the way they tell you to do it. And they say, and this is a quotation, it tells you, except as provided by the secretary, an instrument. The instrument that they talk about is the certificate of live birth, which is going to be the manifest, okay. When you go to Title 46, it does with what? Maritime law, okay, shipping declaration, right? When you look at all the codes for shipping declaration and you look at all the terms of that going into Title 28, it even tells you from the onset on 20, I think it's 2008, Section 15A, if I'm not mistaken, the United States is a corporation. End of story. Okay. So you're dealing with a corporation. You need to understand contracts. You need to understand debtor and creditor. You need to understand credit versus money. What is money? What is the definition of money? Credit versus debit. What is debit? Is debit transferred as money? Can it be cashed out? You know, receivable, income, those type of things. It's all accounting. Okay, it's accounting. Ledger. We're coming up a ledger. A ledger is going to be a summary or itemization for a bill, which would be a what? A IU or invoice. Okay. These things, when you have these things are considered to be instruments, okay, by law, and they have a what? A monetary value to them. Okay. Your certificate of live birth is considered to be an instrument. That's why it's printed out on bond paper. Okay. It has numbers, it has the markings of something that would consider to be monetized. Okay. Now, whether people want to talk about it is, I don't think it's more of a thing where it's going to be publicly noticed or talked about. Like I said, it's a misconception that it's a birth certificate, and they'll tell you it's not a birth certificate. Okay, so it's more to it than what people want to believe. So, regardless of whatever you think it is, it's not what you've been told, and they told you that it's not a birth certificate. Okay, and we all can agree on that. But that's basically going to be the source of where we pull that from. Now, once you do your due diligence, okay. Now, I recite Title 46 in all of my sermons, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I break down the transfer of the instrument, how is the certificate of live babe, and together it needs to be conformed with a declaration, which does what? A declaration is just another way to amend what was said incorrectly, okay? On your certificate of live birth, it's in cap letters, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of other things. People will look at it and say, okay, it's just a document, it's nothing to it, okay? Now, believe it or not, people have amended these records, and they have a process that you can go through, vital statistics, that will allow you to amend your certificate of live birth. And one of those is to be able to change your race and ethnicity if it needs to be corrected. Okay. Now, the declaration is bringing the claim. Okay. When you have a certificate of live birth and you put both of those things together, you just became the owner of a monetized document that's worth $1 million. Okay. On the stock market. You also can get, um, which is advantageous to what we're talking about, but it's still together all in one. But I don't want to go too deep on that because that's not what it's about. But there is room for that later on in the conversation if you want to bring that up. So I'll bookmark that part for something later if you want to bring it all together because I think people get the conception that I'm just giving them a bunch of worthless paper and it just goes somewhere and it don't work.
Yeah.
No, this is a process. One thing comes after the other. It's
A
a new.
lengthy process.
It is. Well, I'll tell you what. If and this is what my classes are for, and that's a good thing. I'm glad you brought that up. I can do all this in 2 weeks,
Yeah. It's just
a
all
little
about
bit every
patience.
day with classes, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start from the beginning of the process and walk you through the whole process, and that's what my classes are gonna be for 2 weeks. I can do that in less than 3 weeks time. So in less than a month's time, okay, you can have all your documentation filed, sent
I say
through.
lengthy. I say lengthy because when we do our due diligence, we have to understand, well, understand it so that we
Yeah,
know what's going on.
correct. And that's what the classes are for, to teach you so you can
Correct.
understand this. And then two, everybody learns different. I
Correct.
figured the video right now and everything being streamed online now more than ever, it's just the best time. It communicates with more people when it's online versus you trying to do the old traditional way. But I found a way to take both of them, put them together because people still want somebody to show them and do a tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a video doesn't always do that. Yeah, you have the convenience of playing it back, but if you still don't understand it, then you still need somebody to show you how to do it.
Facts.
So that's why I said, and now that we got it on record, there is going to be classes are going to be in 2 weeks. Okay. The reason why is because I have them on the first Sunday of every month.
Okay.
Okay. And I want to be, and I want to start off, I don't want to start in the middle. I know we missed this Sunday. So I say about 2 weeks off, I'm going to start enrolling for classes, taking enrollment. So the first Sunday of going into August, okay, is going to be whenever the class, I don't care when it is, it's always going to be the first Sunday. Sometimes the Sunday will fall on the first week of that month. Sometimes it's going towards the second. I think in this case, it's in the first week. Very rarely will it be on the second week. That's after you done went through Monday through Saturday, of course. And
Mm-hmm.
then, going into sometimes the first will follow the first month. A Monday is the first day of the month. I don't know without looking at the calendar, but I think it's like a Wednesday, like the third day of that week will be a Sunday. Okay, going into the first week, it still be the first week in the calendar because I think it's 32 days. Don't quote me, but that's how it's gonna go. So people can stop asking me. That's how it's gonna be. Um, we're gonna go 2 weeks in and then 2 weeks off, 2 weeks in. The 2 weeks for enrollment, and then start every Sunday. Go 2 weeks. That's how it's gonna go.
Nice.
Okay. So this right here is a freestyle. I'm just throwing this out because people still need, like I said, I've still been helping people. People still emailing me. I know you guys don't want to wait another 2 weeks, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to, throw some jewels out there and keep people, abrupt where they could still look on to because we was talking before we got, and we do this all the time, not just you, but there's a tribe of us already, and you one
Yeah.
of them. You one of the tribes. You already know how we do, man. We just don't go live. We be on the phone
Fact.
for hours talking, what I'm saying, all this stuff. So I figured I'd invite the online world, if you will. So because I know there's other people that want to know what to do with the decoration part. So
Correct.
going into the next thing, okay, after we acknowledge what it is that we're doing and why you're doing it, like we just talked about here. Title 46, if you want to get that, you guys can always look that up for people that are watching in. Statutory declaration. There's other accessories that go with it, and you're going to have to click the links on the document. Okay? They have hyperlinks on the document. It's about like me, 5 or 6 of them. You're seeing some of them. I'm scrolling through here now. The thing that you need to know is when you click these, you're going to get what's right here. These are, when you click those links, it's going to bring up treaties. It's going to bring up House resolutions. Okay? These documents need to be attached with the declaration when you send them out. This is prima facie evidence. Prima facie evidence is a Latin term for evidence of a claim. Okay? Now, what you're doing is you're putting these people on notice of a dishonor. That's what you're doing. Okay? Now, it is totally legal for you to do that. Okay? Once you're aware of it. Okay? Once you've been made aware of it. Okay? Now, for those that do their due diligence, read the declaration. Okay? All right? Get your declaration. We're not going to do that. That was done already. This is for people that are in intermediate going up to the next level. Okay. If you got the declaration, I've already told you how to get a hold of me. Now, in the House of Representatives, US, okay. Now, some of these documents are lengthy. This one here, I stopped at 3, maybe 4 pages. Let me see. Four. You see up top, that's the page number 4. Let me count the pages first. Okay. 4 pages. 4 pages minimum. Now, some of these documents are 30 pages long. You're not going to press out all 30 pages of a whole treaty or whatever it is that your links are different ones. Okay. No, you click the link. I've already shown, I'm showing you now. When you hit those hyperlinks, and they are long, 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 long documents, okay? 30 something pages, whatever, some of them are. You want to use the parts of the document that are relevant to what you're saying in your declaration. Okay. This one here in House Resolutions 194, okay, was in 2008, July the 29th, like you see here. Now, once I read it, you'll see where and why I cut off at 4 pages. There wasn't no reason to go past 4 pages. One, you're always going to listen to this part. You're always going to have the first page of whatever that document is because you got to let them know what they're reading before they
Mm-hmm.
read it. So we're going to give them the first page. You may need to skip a few pages if it's a lot of pages. We're not going to print out 30 pages. I repeat, we're not going to print out 30 something odd pages. I stopped at 4 when it came to the House resolutions document. The first page is going to be an introduction of what you're presenting to the person and what you want them to see and what you're quoting. So it's always going to have the first page. And in this case, I thought it was relevant to have page 2, 3, and I stopped at 4. Okay? Because it's relevant to what it talks about when it is connected to their apology to what they consider to be slavery or their version of where they partook in or partake in slavery. And this is an apology from Congress to black people. Okay. So if you're considered to be or counted at one time, I know you're not black. A lot of people listen to this. I'm not black. I'm not black. We get it. But you were at one time. And if you haven't went through a process that is eliminated in their system, you're still black in their computer, whether you're saying it or you want to claim it or not. When you get
Mm-hmm.
pulled over, you're black. So, and you're going to do what the police tell you to do. You're not going to be dumb and leave them on a high speed chase because Creek Running Water said that, hey, he's doing it, so I'm doing it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm doing this process. So if you're not doing this process, I don't know what you're doing, but I know that you're considered to be black unless you do something to take it out of the system by default, whether it's on your certificate of live birth or not, period. You're counted as being black. Now, these are the race categories that they offer. Okay. Now, it a lot of people and myself to include it to a certain extent. I'm not going to say I agree with everything, but there is a lot of damage that's done when you did look into the status level of what black is, which is a similitude to status. Okay. Let's look at the AI example. It's saying civil death, or Latin is silviter matus, is the loss of all or almost all civil rights by a person due to a conviction for a felony or due to an act by the government of a country that results in the loss of civil rights. So basically, you ain't got no rights. Do we got to show y'all some pictures of Martin Luther King and take you back to um, Malcolm X days, or they just had a guy they choked?
George Floyd.
I mean that you can't have rights and go through that, right?
Yeah.
And we know that more commonly that's black people, right? Because
Facts.
they can do it and get away with black people. So we know we have
Facts.
that type of struggle. We're not gonna act like that's not this don't pertain to us. It's a status. Now, when you get into more of what it is, and I did another topic on that too, so I'm not gonna go there because it's not a debate. Uh, you have different levels of civil matus, okay? Capitis diminuto, a Roman law, a diminishing or abridgment of personality. This was a loss of curtailment of a man's status or aggregate of legal attributes and qualifications, follow upon certain changes in his civil condition. It was three kinds, enumerated as followed: capital de minima maxima, the highest and most comprehensive loss of status. This occurred when a man's condition was changed from one of freedom to one of bondage. Okay. So what you're living in and the status when you go through the immigration, okay, that's why when you do, it's all tied to Title 30, Title 46. Because when you go to Title 46, what we quoted at the very beginning,
Hmm.
it talks about what? Immigration. Who is the secretary that they talk about? When you click the link for the term or the definition of what they say, who the secretary is in Title 46, it talks about the secretary being none other than Homeland Security. Homeland Security deals with immigration and status. It's not a secret. Like, they literally, like I said, you got to tell people three times something and they don't understand it and they got to keep hearing it over and over and over. And then later on, it's like 6 months later, you're still stuck at this part of the process and you're like, oh, I finally get it. Man, it
Yeah.
never was meant for you to stop at that part. So the studying part has to go with it. I get it. So,
Yeah.
but some people really haven't seen my old videos. And I did take down quite a few of them because they just weren't monetized value at that time. And I needed something at the time. I was trying to find something that was going to, be creative for my channel. And the videos had excellent information, but you know, I was taping them with 720 quality P, with
Yeah.
barely high quality, and the YouTube wasn't picking up on the feed. And some of them, people say the quality was off and they couldn't hear it or couldn't see it. So I ended up just pulling them. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think once we finalize classes, that'll go over, if not now, later, definitely we'll be able to go over more of the Captain's Minutes. I know because it's interesting. But
For
again, this
sure.
is something I talked about before. And if you didn't see any of my older videos, you'll have to jump in the chat with us later on. Going into where the decoration goes to. Now we talked about Scrib. We just hit the link and it took it to the decoration, and the hyperlinks is on the decoration. It's important. This has to go with it when you send it. Okay. Now, basically, what they said is they sent an apology out. Okay. Of course, they're going to you be using language that's commercial. Okay. United States deals with commercial terms. The process of you trying to relinquish your citizenship, or not just citizenship but your status, okay, within the citizen program, because you don't have to be black under the black banner or the black codes, which is going to be connected to the dolls, not dolls, I'm sorry, um, the Jim Crow laws and all that, which were secretly supposed to be admitted and never got repealed. Okay, you're still a Negro. They just changed the name of Negro, but they're still going operating out of Jim Crow. Okay, and we've seen many of examples where they're still doing that. They're still mistreating black people. Black people don't have it. Like you got Japanese are from Japan, China from China. Okay. These are all status quos. These are all status, what your standing is by law, how you stand. Okay.
Like their
Status is going to be,
nationalities.
yeah, the status is pretty much in layman terms. This is me giving my spin on it. It's more
Right.
like a report of what your standing is.
Okay.
If you're a doctor, you're rich, you're prestigious. Most time you're going to be white.
Facts.
I mean, even you got black doctors too, but they're bougie. And then a lot of times you don't know, these people are still claiming to be white.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know better. So this process has already been tested and proven. It's already been used. They already gave you the low. But the thing is, they don't want to fall in love with everybody being free. So they give you all the work to do it and say, hey, figure it out. Okay. But you got to start with a claim. Just told you how to put the claim together with your certificate of live birth. Once it goes from here, like I said, there's some paperwork. We're going to go through that. I'm going to try to skip through this part, but some of it needs to be explained. Um, this part right here, going into the next part, you'll see where it gets a little bit easier. Okay, because I don't think none of it is hard, but for the reason why people get stuck right here, and I don't think it's all for the same reasons. A lot of people just can't get through it because they don't want to. They got too much on their plate, or people just don't understand it, or they don't want to make a mistake, like what you talked about. You want to make sure it gets done right.
Correct.
Like this is very important, and I do require that people call me first. I'm just addressing it through a video because I feel like it's better to do that than to, have to go down to a line of emails to do the same thing. Um,
Over and over again.
right, which you talked about before we start recording.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, whereas millions of Africans, again, wordplay, and their descendants were enslaved in the United States in the 13 American colonies from 1619 through 1865, where slavery in America resembled no other from an involuntary servitude known in history as Africans were captured and sold at auctions like inanimate objects or animals, whereas Africans foreseen into slavery were brutalized, humiliated, dehumanized, and subject to integrity of being stripped of their names and heritage. They're already calling me black. Okay, I'm doing a declaration. I have been called black. I am classified already or being misclassified as being black and Negro from Africa. Cool. So you're addressing this apology to me. The declaration is correcting you first by letting you know, hey, I'm putting you on notice because you gave me an apology, but you called me black and African.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this document does go with that based on what I just said. It doesn't nullify what you put in the declaration. It's just giving acknowledgement. Hey, you gave an apology to people that you call them black that are from Africa. I am one of those people that you accounted to be or you perceived to be as being black. Now I'm going to correct what you're saying by your apology in order for me to accept the apology. To accept the apology would be accepting the contract. Okay? Because why are we accepting that? Because it's an admission of guilt. To remember the guild or the guild means to show an admission of guilt means to be what? I'm guilty of the what? Charge, but not the crime. Okay? Wasn't a crime committed because I assumed to be black all up until my age of majority, which is going to be the age of maturity, which is you over 18. Or when you first learn about the information, which is one or the other. In this case, I learned when I was almost in my 30s. Okay. So the age of majority for me would be when I learned about it. Okay. And my grandmother did tell us about that. I lived to see my great grandmother. Okay. And she gave us a wonderful lineage, artifacts to go with that, a bunch of stuff that, pertains to our heirship and us being proud Choctaws. Okay. Or Choctaws. Okay. And the records to prove that too as well. Now, once you do that, sometimes you're not always going to be on the dog's roll. So it makes it harder for some people to get state recognition. Okay. I would say go for state recognition first. The declaration can do that. It is a federal document because once you send it out to the five entities, it is crossing over to a federal venue. Okay. Remember, this is a claim, so it's got prima facie evidence. So you have to be aware of the psychology that I'm putting with the document, because you have to be able to go there with them in order to travel to something where you could push a claim. If you
Mhm.
don't challenge what they're saying, then you're not claiming something to be wrong. You're just going by
Right.
it. You're just going by it. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm acknowledging first that it was an apology, and I'm correcting the statements with the straight statements that I made prior to this one on a declaration. Okay. So it's more like a cross examination. Okay. And it's a very strategic way of bringing a claim. And so this is going to be a document that goes with it. Now, you once you overlook that they're calling you black, and you know that you're not black, 'cause your declaration already says that. Okay. Common sense. You see here where they're admitting to it. Okay. A government is admitting in House Resolutions 194 that they humiliated you, dehumanized you, subject to indignity of what? Being stripped of your name and heritage. Hello. They just told you they stripped you of your heritage. Huh? They didn't say what it was before that. Kunta Kinte, Aboriginal. They didn't dispute any of that. Your declaration does that. Okay. Your declaration disputes that already. Whatever you claim that to be, okay, if they're specifically in House Resolution 94, it's directed towards what? African Americans, millions of Africans. Okay. Millions. You don't think that millions is one of you that's counted? What no millions of people in those 13 colonies? Come on now. 13 original colonies? Yeah, brought a million of people, and all of us are supposed to have the slave story. Maybe they're counting you. Okay. It's not the story that's believable. It's the number of people that they're alleging is supposed to be African Americans. Okay.
Mhm.
That part. Okay. So you got to understand the documents and what you're doing with them. Okay. They do, but they're not going to understand it if you don't act like you do. Okay. They're not going to
Facts.
understand it for you. Okay. Very powerful process here. Okay. So I'm just skimming over this. Now you're going to go to same thing with J
Uh,
resolution.
it's still on the definition for
Okay.
captives.
Okay. Cool. Let me take you back to the declaration so I can try to back up like half a minute so we can get it, because I forgot to hit the button. Sorry.
You Gucci?
Now we back on deck. Can you see the statutory declaration?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Let's roll. Now, when you go down to, we just talked about the declaration, and I didn't have the screen up my back, so let's just go over it. You heard what I said, so this is what it looks like. House Resolution 194. Okay,
Hmm.
millions of Africans. Okay, 1619. That's every. They're alleging that everybody that's claiming to be black or looks black here, they're using liquor ship. So you're one of those millions. Okay. They're dragging you into a story, whether it means that or not.
For 200
Okay.
years.
Yeah. But like I said, you got a declaration up here that's saying, that's challenging that document. Hey, we acknowledge that you gave us in my declaration it says that hey, I acknowledge that you gave me an apology, but I'm not African.
Facts.
My declaration, I need to have it corrected. Okay. Y'all calling me ever. You just admitted to slavery, but you're gonna continue to do it? Hello. They just said we forced you to say we brutalized you. Look, you read it verbatim right here. It's in Braille.
Whereas,
Whereas enslaved families were torn apart, having been sold separately from one another, whereas the system of slavery versus racism against persons of African descent, African descent didn't say they were, of African descent. You got somebody in your family that's African, or maybe you got a percentage. Okay. And still be Indian and still be kin to somebody in Africa. Yes, you can. Which it depended, even though the story doesn't correctly describe who you are, where you're from in Africa. We know that because I'm not saying Ghana. You could be from Ireland. At that time, it was considered to be Asia before it was Africa, and before it was Africa, it was Asia. Then it was Africa. Then it became the Union, the European Union, and broke away. And then the land got annexed from Russia, and they gave them their own land. And then it became what? The European Union, UK, Germany. Okay. Those things don't go back more than 500 years. Hello. Okay, so where were they before that? Okay, it's all one hemisphere. So It was all Kebalam, and then it was Asia. All that, if you look on the map of Asia, it was from England all the way to South Africa. It was the whole thing. Okay. Now you look into the future. Oh, it's not. It's this. Da, 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 da. Okay, so they switched it. It's not Africa no more. Cool. But when they tell you a story, they're still using pieces of Africa and claiming it like it's part of their story when they go into a whole history account, making it seem like they were in Roman, which is in Africa. When you go in all the northern parts of what they call the Middle East, it's still Africa. It's not England. Okay, these things need to be addressed. Like people are just putting stuff places where it don't need to be, and that's not true. If you get a map and look at it, it's not that. It's not true. People still think that the Middle East is not North Africa. They think that it's when they talking about all these mulatto mixed white people or Slavs that came from Yugoslavia or wherever the place is. That's right on the northern part of Africa. Hello, okay, that's Africa. Yeah, England, Africa. Okay, they want to change it now for history because it suits their story. Okay, cool. But what was it before that? Okay, was your people there when it was before that? When it was King George one, two, three, four, all the way? Okay, the maps now are not showing you what it was 500 years ago. We know that's a fact. Okay, so yeah, you have to take in consideration African descent. What part of Africa? They didn't say what Africa. They're not even disputing that. They just said people of an African descent. If that's not what they said, then that's what I'm reading here. Whereas the system of slavery and the what? Versal racism against persons of African descent upon which it depended became entrenched in the nation's social fabric, whereas slavery was not officially abolished until the passage of the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution in 1865. They done away with slavery after the end of the what? Civil War. That was during the time of what? Abraham Lincoln. We were just talking about that. That's when
Hmm.
they rolled in with all the corporations. The Rockefellers came in, blah, 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 blah. Carnegie's, all that. They want to set up banks to bring it to what it is right now. People was fighting against that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they knew it was going to be what? Slavery.
Slavery all over
They
again.
knew it back then. They was headed for slavery. They want a world of slavery. It's fighting against that. We got freedom now. What the hell we want somebody telling us what to do? Well, y'all not doing right. Now we doing right. It's just yeah, what they were doing, the Union, commonly was the United States. I notice when they tell the story in history and you watch it, watch this. They already claimed to be the victory using the name of the United States when they wasn't even United States. How can you have 50? You didn't even have 50 states then. How can you be the United States when you had 13 colonies? Hello? It wasn't the
Yeah.
United States, it was 13 colonies after the Civil War. Okay? Then sometime after that, they became the what? United States.
Corporation.
Yeah, but they didn't beat all 50 states, not even after the Civil War. They still continued to fight after the Civil War. They even tell you that. It's just that they want to give you a Hollywood version of the story to try to keep your mind thinking, oh, well, they won, we lost. It's just we just go with it. No, they didn't. You're still living. You're still here. They want you dead. So if you're still here, they didn't lose. You didn't lose. You're still here. People want to be on TV and they getting high off of clout.
Literally.
That's what it is. So this takes the back burner. Compared to that, nobody wants to hear that. This is only gonna get 2 views on YouTube. You serious? So
People
anyway, where
can't
is that?
comprehend this.
They're not going to comprehend it, brother. That's why I say, I'm just rolling with the people that want to roll with it. That's it. I've already made more than 50 grand within the last couple years. I've done that. Okay, if we want to, if you want to split it down the middle, $25,000, but that's pretty good if you already got a job and you already investments.
Hmm.
I was living off this, but I wasn't just living off this solely. I had other things going on too. So with that, along with what I'm making, yeah, another 25 to maybe somewhere with $25,000 for if you want to go from January to January. Can any of these other channels say they made that off of YouTube? No. I don't even my channel's not even monetized. All my YouTube came from YouTube subscribers or
Yeah.
people that ran across my video. or somewhere online, not just restricted to YouTube. So I'm not looking for YouTube algorithm or finalize my or solidify who I am, because people
Mm-hmm.
will do that. They'll do, oh, you got 10 views, you ain't nothing. You ain't,
Yep. And then they'll
are
go
you
to the
serious?
super chats, and then they'll go to your how many
Yeah.
views, all that.
You don't
Nah.
even make the money off the super chat. They taking like 50% of that.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then a lot of that, the Cash App is popular. You put the Cash App with a lot, you see a lot of people put the Cash App there instead. Because they literally are trying to monetize their channel and do it the way they're doing it, instead of just showing you how to monetize your own stuff and send it to Treasury as a security and deposit your own stuff in your own account. And then you get, instead of pennies of the video, you get 90% of the money, if not 85%. Why
Yeah.
why would anybody want to do that? Because you want views? They want clout.
They
Clout
want
ain't even
clout. They want
paying you.
attention.
Yeah,
And
clout's
then
not
them
paying you
people don't
nothing.
even like you for real.
Thank you. That's the other thing. Because the minute you run them up, if they run you up in the funnies and they got you
Yup.
out there and they expose you,
They bring
90%
you
of your
down.
followership is gone.
Yup.
I don't know. I don't ever mess with him. I just watch some of his stuff. Now they try to act like they never messed with you because the
Mm-hmm.
other person made you look goofy, and they playing
Facts.
that. So I don't do any of that. I'm a channel. I'm selling a service, and I got a product and service. That's it. So if you tap in, whether my video gets a view or not, I made money off of one or two people spending $300. Facts, including this brother that's on here. And every penny he spent was valuable. And if it wasn't, why is he still talking to me a year later? Hello. And, it is not. I just put you. I didn't mean to put you out there like
and
that,
it's and it's more.
but
It's the
we,
value, man. It's
yeah,
the
we
value.
like that video I got is punching them on the face. Listen, it's beating up anybody's video. It's showing you how the tutorials, the documents, all that you're going, all that's with the video. What? And I'm not running nowhere. You got a real person that's going to show you how to do the whole thing. I'm not like an email where it's like, man, I emailed her, wait for her to email me back. Man, I don't know what she looked like. Oh, da, 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 it's so and such channel.
Facts.
Da, 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 da. And then, oh, she scammed me. Oh, I still ain't discharged. Oh, you can go to any of those people and watch where they get. Yeah, I ain't got no exposed videos. What they exposing, you know? And I just tell people, man, a little bit of due diligence, bro. You're gonna do 4 pages on the first one. I think this one is like 3 pages, man. It just talks about the history of what some of the blacks have. It even admits to where some of the African Americans were slaves, and then I got one on here where it talks about where the people that were Indians that were considered to be free during the time of war, where they weren't enumerated during the time, and they still counting us, and now they've called us black. They've misclassified some of them. So when you go into these documents, okay, because I'm not gonna read them all. House J Res 3 is one of them. Okay, House Resolution, what it talks about here, 2007, the acknowledgement of a long history of official depredations, okay, deprivations, and ill-conceived policies by the United States government regarding Indian tribes, and offering an apology to all Native peoples on behalf of the United States. It said all. Did it say Native American tribes, Title 25, none of that. It didn't get into that. It just issued out one apology to Native people. Boom. That's why you got them claiming to be Native instead of American Indian. Hello? Because of this document here.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to know that the Native American and Title 25 under um, the federal, actually is United States Code. Let's start there. Okay. United States Code Title 25 doesn't even give you a clear definition of what Indian is. That's a fact. I got $1,000 bet on it for anybody that wants to bet. I'll give you time to go look at it. It doesn't give you a concise information, and it doesn't give credence to Title 25 being the ones on the reservation. It lets you allude to what a Native American is, and it gives you various definitions. And out of those various definitions, you get to pull the one that suits you, and then you fight your claim if you have to fight a claim, which a lot of people are. And Some of those people are black. I got $1,000 bet on that whole thing statement I just made. You got the Cherokee Indians that just got their federal recognition. Hello. Oh, they're black just like me, so they're native now because the white people acknowledged them. But before that, they wasn't acknowledged. Hello, hello, they was just black like me before 5 years ago. Now they got they acknowledged federal recognition. They're not black anymore. See how it works? One day you're black, you push your paperwork or you push your process through that, you get your acknowledgement. Now you're not black anymore. They did it. The Creeks did it. Hello,
Mhm.
do we got to go there? Anybody do their homework? Come on now. Do your homework on the Black Creeks that just got their federal recognition. Do your homework due diligence on um the Cherokee Nation. Okay, black ones that just got their federal recognition barely 6 years ago. Barely. Okay,
They're not putting this in the news.
facts. So, I'm not gonna stay on that. The people that get it, get it. People that don't, okay. That's it. I did one, two. Let me see. On that one, I did one, two, three, 3 pages, 4 pages. I don't go more than four. Okay. I make sure I get everything in that 4 pages. If it skips over, fine. First page is mandatory, and you can go to 20 where it talks about the Indians. If the first 19 is not talking about Indian, why would you put that in there? It's too much reading, and it makes it too much big. And you don't want to. You want to have a paper reduction act. Okay, go up under the paper reduction act. They made that so they won't have to chuck around a whole bunch of paper. I'm not trying to give you a telephone book. You already then after this, you're going to have to put together a family tree. Okay, I know I'm more 15 minutes, bro. I'm gonna get to it in a minute. The other people want to hear this. I appreciate you being patient. I didn't even throw a link in the chat, so we just like going on. We like freestyle. It's being recorded though. Um, Let me just stop for a second and just get the chat for people because I'm rocking right now. We rocking. I want
Yes,
people to
sir.
rock with us. Yeah, because I'm going in, man, and I want other people to ask questions when it's time because I probably will do another 10, 15 minutes. Literally
Damn.
just disappeared. As soon as I try to click over to what I was doing, I think we was trying to get back on the decoration, correct? Computer's running slow.
That's because they know you're trying to be productive.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And it's like it's still not.
I remember yesterday I was setting up my Shopify for the first time. On
Yeah,
my computer, everything was perfect. Everything was fine. As soon as I was getting finished and getting everything together,
right.
it started lagging, started crashing. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
it's
gosh,
inedible, man.
y'all trying to turn me.
Yeah, and then these programs are like cheap and crappy. Most of them.
Like, you
Yeah,
know how we got cameras everywhere?
yeah.
I always felt like it was somebody watching me.
Yes, it is. On a spiritual level, it is always somebody watching you spiritually. There's always somebody watching you.
Like
Uh,
good and bad, you know? Like
yeah,
watching over me
that
good and bad.
and I tell people globally, you're being
Yeah.
watched. They have a lot of these, like if you watch James Bond or stuff like that, we know that it's taken away from fiction. And, a lot of stuff is, online. It's just movies, good movies, but a lot of it is going to be based on nonfiction events. You know what I'm saying? Some of the technology you see where they use Skynet, okay, where you can like
Yeah.
scan the sky, you look up and it looks it's all blue, but then when you take the screen away, it's not a blue sky anymore. It's like outer space. Yeah, they use stuff like that. They got to. They got to. They modify the weather. I think where a lot of that you have to do your own research, and it's
Hmm.
like if it goes back to what we were saying, if people are not told the truth, You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna go looking
Yeah.
for it.
Facts.
They're only gonna go by what you say. Like we talked about the eclipse, and I said if it wasn't an eclipse and it was ducks, and the government says, hey, don't look at them because it's gonna make you blind. It's not good for your eyes. You would have so many millions, if not more, somewhere in that
Yeah.
ballpark, where they did not see if it was ducks or not because they was told not to look outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the reality we dealing with, man. So it's about power, you know, and they can't risk another
Power and
Martin
fear.
Luther King or somebody that like that has the right type of ingredients and is real good at avoiding, what I'm saying, um, detrimental situations.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna send an alarm to you. That's gonna make you a target. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Especially if they want to see what you're trying to do with your peace of mind. Like you trying to spread it, like we don't mess with you that much. Maybe we need to mess
Yeah.
with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you and it's just conflict of interest. People, we got to look at what they're feeding you to be good and what they really consider to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Is if it's caters to race in any way, then it's not going to be to your advantage. And if that's the case, because it's based on race and these people have a section of power, it's going to be racist in some
Yeah.
places. I don't care how rich or how black you are or how much you want to be a naysayer. You've experienced racism one time or another if you've been black. I don't care.
Yup.
You could be Martin Luther King or whatever. Some of the people that, maybe that don't experience it as much. You know what I'm saying?
But you still experience it.
You
Like when
still
you go into the
experiencing it.
store and people
You
and they following you, but they not following the other people in the store. That's racism.
That's racism.
That's racism. All these people just walked in with me, but just because I'm the darkest one, you following me around the store. You making sure I'm not about to steal. Whole time they over there stealing right now.
Facts. Facts. Now, what I did right here, I want you to take note of this. When you get this email, you'll
Hmm.
be able to click this link to the Majesty Queen. The good
Yeah.
thing about that is you see my process. I sent it how I send it.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to send yours. A Let me know if you see the email back up now. I'm switching back.
Yeah, I see it back up. It's back
Oh,
up.
okay, cool. When you go down, you'll see where it's called. These are all the attachments right here. I give people the courtesy of just printing them out. I don't print them out, but I section them off. So when you click this link,
You can know what you need to print out.
it's going right to where you need to print off. All you got to do is just print it. I'm doing the work for you. Look at that. See how it goes there? That's it, all in the email.
Okay, bet.
So you can't get lost if you just follow the email.
Okay.
Just
And
follow it.
you
Just start from the
and
top
all
all the
you're
way down.
doing is making copies so that you can send each
You're
one
gonna
separately.
click all 24 of these attachments, and when you click them out, print them.
Facts.
That's number two attachment. Boom, right here. The treaty of gent. Boom. There you go. I did work for y'all. Y'all think I'm on here just, you made me do it. No, I did not. It's 7
The only
pages.
thing y'all gotta do is read.
Yeah. Now it's 7 pages before people, hey man,
But
there's a lot of paper, man. Just do the first page. I told you. The first page, look, when you look at the first page, what you got outlined. I
all
outlined it
territory,
for you.
places, and positions whatsoever taken by either party from other during the war, or which may be taken after the signing of this treaty, excepting only the islands herein after mentioned, shall be restored without delay and without causing any destruction or carrying away any of the artillery or any public property originally captured in the said forts or places, and which shall remain therein upon the exchange and the ratifications of this treaty, or any slaves or other private property.
There you go. We're relinquishing. We're getting rid of the slaves. We're not going to be doing slavery anymore. That pertain to white people. That pertain to Indians. That pertain to black people. Hey, we need to get more geared to what a government is, and we're not going to be making people slaves. We're
Correcto.
going to put this and make this a treaty. Okay, all territory, places, and possessions whatsoever. And then when you read that, follow it. Okay, and at the end it says what? Any slaves are private property. Hello, but that's not what they did with George Floyd, though, right?
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to be able to blame the acknowledgement. Okay, and we're gonna do it under Title 46. Okay, it's that simple. Boom. Once you print all those out, the one thing that's not on here, and okay, there you go. Fill out your ancestral chart. Okay, this is going to be an organization chart.
Okay.
This needs to go with it too. Your mother, your father there, your grandfather. See how I got this right here? You could type in there using the PDF. See how I did that?
Oh, it's still on the boy, they don't want us to get this across, huh? Boy, they working hard tonight. They done kicked that boy off the whole stream. They done kicked the chief off the whole stream.
Mic check 1 2.
They ain't playing with you tonight, are they?
Nah, man, you see that? And they keep trying to take 5 minutes and make it 10 minutes too. I noticed that because I keep getting right close. I'm like, man, I'm ready to eat. All right, so okay, I'm gonna send you the email,
Okay.
and I think I pretty much gave a good description on everything. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah, we
anybody got any questions, they can hit me up, man.
yeah,
Because
facts.
I need to get on. I'm gonna start doing like little freestyle sessions until Sunday comes, which we got about another 2 weeks. So I'm gonna do another 2 weeks where I get on live and we'll. Okay, once you get your family tree done, okay, you want to
Hmm.
fill it out. You can do it with pencil, or you can get on a PDF application. Okay, a
Yeah. I think I
PDF
already did
application.
my family tree. I did it on pencil.
Okay. You can't. I tell people you don't have to even move offline to do any of this. Not really,
You really
except for when
don't.
you go in the post office.
Yep.
You can fill it out online, and it's a PDF. You can upload it on your computer. Find an app that will work on your computer, same way you would on a phone, and you could just edit it. Your mother's name, where it types it, it'll let you type in the boxes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I've done that. I used to have the courtesy of doing that. I probably will, but you said you've already sifted yours out. For anybody else, you want to email me, remember, look at the link in the description. I'll go ahead and guide you through the same way I'm doing this here. Or you can play the video back and I'll make sure that you get the information. Either way. Cover sheet explaining family lineage. Okay, this is my grandmother and great mother. Okay, you read about that. They claim to be. My grandfather was Chickasaw. I mean, Chickasaw, and the grandmother is Cherokee, and she was originally from Ireland.
Okay.
Very interesting. We just talked about that.
We
So yeah,
did.
I got that in my family too. Just put some other things in there. You don't have to do that. I put in David Himotep's because PhD. He has some good documented evidence in there that I've used as prima facie. So I go ahead and put the cover of that in there. It's not mandatory. That was 10 years ago. The Holy See, which is going to be, and this is all going to be in the email. Okay.
Okay.
You look at the email, the attachments, all these, like these ones here. I just showed you. I didn't share the screen. Let me share the screen real quick.
If it lets you.
Yeah, yeah. Facts, man. Damn, it's like the third time, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. These folks, boy, I'm telling you. Let me I'm gonna share the screen and then let's go in one more time, man. This time for cutoff, man, I'll go ahead and make
Yeah.
sure we get a copy of the recording because I don't know. I gotta look. I don't know with all the with you being on here. I guess it kind
Yeah.
of saved the lives, so it
Nah,
didn't
it
like cut
definitely
it off.
did. It
Yeah, I
definitely
think it
did.
kept the
Because it
recording
still
going.
said live. It still
Okay,
says
cool.
live
Okay,
150. Well,
okay,
145
cool.
for me.
Okay, cool. We should. I don't want to jinx myself, but let me just
Yeah.
try to look at the next couple of minutes because the email is pretty much showing you everything you need to do.
Okay.
We'll have time to go like on Tuesday, so not
Yeah.
tomorrow, but the next day. We can go more into the private assets and stuff and transfer the UCC. The next process part, which is going to be after this. Some people are interested in the debt, so I might throw some teasers in there where I've done, or some of my process where I show where I discharge the debt or something. We'll do more of that on Tuesday. We'll say that for Tuesday since we kind of got more into. Because the thing is, this part right here is where people get stuck. And we agreed
Yeah.
about that, and you needed help on it, so I'm gonna help you in front of them, and then Tuesday we'll go more into the next part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Because
gonna zip through this part. Yeah.
I'm trying to send it off Thursday or Friday. I'm trying to
Okay.
get this thing out of here.
Bet. That's a bet. Yeah, man. Because yeah, like we talked about a bunch of stuff, before we got on the recording. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we'll digress more on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying
Word.
about the other stuff, the trust and stuff we talked about.
Word. Uh,
Let me see
Word.
fax confirmation. Let me get back on the email if I still got it up. Let me see. Let me know if you can see the screen. Should be
Yeah, I
coming
can
up.
see it.
Okay. Is the email
It's in,
showing email?
it's in Streamlabs.
Okay.
Not an email coming up yet. Google Workspace.
Bet. All right. So let's wait for the slow computer. Okay. And I gotta log out of again. Log back into your email. Because I prepared the email, but one of the reasons why it's the email
Okay.
has to be switched over to this email instead of that one.
I remember when I first started finding out this information, because
You
like
could
you're
be,
still getting that information from your
yeah,
conscious. You feel me?
yeah,
Like
right.
your conscious is still taking in that information, and then when you wake up, you're like, "Oh snap! I gotta go find where I left off." Because at first,
Facts.
when you get into it, you don't really know what's going on, and like some of the stuff will go over your head so much you can't really compute it. So, oh, he out of here again. He out of here again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they not rocking with you.
Not at all, man. You see that? I went straight to it. I was like, let me go back online because I see what they're trying to do. As soon as I said that, they made it a point to say, okay, we're just gonna keep playing with them.
At this point,
Let me see if you let me know if you can see the screen though.
yeah, I can see it.
All right, so this is the email you're gonna get. Like I said, we're gonna get on Tuesday and go more into it, man. You know, silver
Okay.
matus, all the things we talked about. I'll go more into that. Um,
Yep.
you got your
Family
chart,
tree.
okay? So yeah, and then you got the attachments that you're gonna do. These are all the. This is what the attachments look like. It's 20 attachments here, but then it's showing you 24. One of them is gonna be the other two that we got down here, which is gonna be the ancestral chart and the declaration of purpose. Now, this is what I want to go over, and we're done. Declaration of purpose is going to be the cover letter that you
Okay.
use when you send it.
Okay.
I don't give this out before that, okay? And I'm not going to show it here because people have screwed this up before, and then it's like you're sending this to the queen. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, facts. Like,
Okay. The other five, you're going to see it in your email, but I'll go over it for the sake of the video. The Pope is going to get one. The White House, the senators. When you click this link, again, I do the work for you. I do a lot of work for you.
how to
It's going to
contact
show
the
you what
senators.
it's going to take you to where the senators are on a website where you could pick your state or where your senator is if you don't know where it is. And get it's going to give you the address of where to send it to. Can you see the screen?
Can I
Can you see the
what?
screen? Can you see the screen?
It's still on the email.
Okay. I don't know why, because I just clicked over the link. Let me see. Man, I hope they don't try to. I hope they don't try to pull another whammy.
Oh, but
Yeah,
I can. I get. I see. I don't see it on my jump, but I clicked the link in the email, and
yeah. Okay.
it has like Maryland. You click Maryland, and then
Yeah,
it
you can
brings
put
up
the
the
name of this
senators.
state in for your senator in the state, and it'll give you the senator's name and address. And you're
It'll
gonna
give
put
them the
that on the
name, address, the phone number.
yep with that link. People
These
think,
motherfuckers
oh,
look
they
old.
don't listen. All they got to do is just go through it.
Yeah.
They think, oh, that's too much work. No, you're not doing nothing but clicking links and printing. What? That's too much. I did all the. You know how long it took me to do all this? I manually did all this, man.
Man, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I manually did it. It took me 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. A lot of times, days, weeks, just to get this stuff composed, and you can't print it out. Like, my God, come on, man. Like, damn, man. Like, I want to say more than that, but I'm trying to, be nice.
PG.
Without,
Keep it PG.
gotta try to be professional. But it's like, and most of the people they do with the classification part is going to be, they were Negroes, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's ironic, man. You trying to get away from being a Negro, but you acting like one, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to read, you don't want to be illiterate. Then you want me to defend you, but you're acting like that. Like, come on now. All they gotta do is print it out.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? That part. But let me
You know
go
you
on
gotta
and
have a good heart to still be able to like laugh and joke once you find all this stuff out.
yeah, because I know my people, and then sometimes you
Yeah.
just got to beat them up a little bit to just let them know.
Yep.
All right, I'll go ahead and print it out.
Yep.
4, 5 months
Like
later.
I don't know why we like talking like that to each other, but we love talking like that to each other.
Facts. It's another fact. But hey, I didn't make it up. I'm just part of trying to make sense out of it, man. That's it. I'm trying to make sense out of the nonsense. All right.
Facts.
I got the sites put up here now. It's giving me the
Okay,
choice
yeah, I
to
see
share the
it.
screen. You should see it now. Okay, so we seen the link. Okay, so when you go to the link, basically when you click the link, it's going to give you, a couple options where you can put in the state. If you're from Alabama, you would put Alabama. It's going to give you the states to send it and where to send it. Okay.
Okay.
So again, I do a lot of work for a little dime that you pay, and then it's
Facts.
not even about that. It's more, getting it done. And
Because honestly, this
you know,
information you could charge hundred thousands.
it's worth that. I mean, because it's
I
giving you a
know.
line of freedom. It's not giving you freedom. Nobody can grant you freedom, but just you
Freedom.
declaring it
Yeah.
upon you knowing who you are and who they are and what they're supposed to do and holding them
Yeah.
accountable.
Yup.
That's what you're doing. You're holding them
You're
accountable.
holding them accountable. That's
Nobody
all
needs to
you.
be a slave. You're black. All this all legal. No, that's not illegal. It's illegal for a slave.
Yup.
I'm not a slave. So maybe it is illegal for them. I don't know. They're saying it offline now. It's going around. Every time they see a notification bell with me coming to the video, oh, let's get on his UCC stuff. He's illegal. He's this. He's a scam. Haven't seen one yet. And scanned one person. Okay. I mean, you included. You know what I'm saying? I haven't scammed
Yeah.
anybody. Anything that you've done, I've done. I do a lot of stuff for free. I don't charge, but it
I
is
know
what it
some
is. I
people
let
even
people,
charge to talk.
man, I let people see it for what they see it because, like, it's a window of opportunity. If you don't see it, then it's not meant.
Nope.
Not everybody's gonna make it, man. Some
Some
people
people
just
gonna see
love,
it and just gonna be like, "Oh, that ain't for me."
yeah, that's
Some
it.
people,
And they watch
some,
TV all day, feet up in
yeah,
the air, smoking, fornicating, doing everything,
yeah,
to be unsanctified
yeah,
because they like it. Like we talked about us not being perfect. We talked about that online already. Like you're not perfect, I'm not perfect, and it is
I know.
the system is a beast. It is set up to be beautiful, and a lot of times you have to like literally plug yourself into the system in order to create a created character so that you could tap in and tap off. And I
When you
tell
said the
people,
system is like a beast and it's created to be beautiful, I thought of Beauty and the Beast.
man, I mean, you can't say it no other way. Like, I mean, that's the best way. I mean, it is a beast,
It is.
but it is beautiful at the same time, or it can be. It just depends on how you approach it and what your
It's
perspective is.
yup. It depends on your perspective. How you gonna look at it?
How you
You
look at
could
it.
get
Like,
all this information and become evil, or you could get all this information and become the most beautiful or most have the best life you ever had.
that's a fact. The only regret that I have is I wish I would have learned it sooner. If I was
Right.
19, coming out of high school, learning this stuff, by the time I got my education, my pre-education, after I came out of the military, I did a term in military, and I came out. By the time I got 22, learning anything about private administration, setting up an account, whether it was a brokerage or a hazmat cat, I
Right.
would be very, very decent right now. I'd be
Yeah.
Gucci. Like, come on, man, I'd be better than Gucci. Are serious? I'd be in the millions, not just one M's.
Multiples.
Yeah, because I wouldn't need to use it, but I can cash out on anything. Like, if I need to get an outfit, cool, I got it. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? If I need to get, depending on what the disbursement of the trust is doing. Because as long as you're operating out of trust and assets, you're not using money anymore. And
Facts.
that's what I'm saying, for people that are watching, because it's still being recorded. So they need to know that. And uh, I don't have $1 million, but if I was in debt for $1 million, it would be gone, and it would be gone by the end of the week. Do I have to have 1 million if it's gonna discharge anything that's 1 million or more? Of course not. Now I need to have a business so I can make money. See, that's how you make your money with your business.
With your business.
But your business is rich. And they got to know that. We already talked about that. We say that for Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? We already know what it is plugged in for being rich. You just got to do like they say when, they put the finger over the mouth with the two lips. Is shh.
Yeah, bro, and people just think they just taking
Shut up.
pictures, or
God
when
damn.
they
Shut
cover their
up.
whole mouth with their
Right.
hand.
Yeah. It's like, hey,
We
my
keeping a
business
secret.
needs a gated 20-acre home, you know what I'm saying, that's on a farm with some acres,
Yup,
and it's a ranch.
yup.
I bet
That's
you I
what
had
the
that for the end of this year.
that's what the
Do
business
I gotta
is.
wait? Sure, I gotta wait. I ain't paying no money, so I don't mind
Facts.
waiting.
I don't mind waiting.
I
Hey,
don't mind.
patience is key.
I don't mind. And the thing is, they like, okay, well, okay, tell us what your purpose is. Okay, well, I'll give you a purpose, I'll give you a mission statement and a purpose. I just said purpose twice so they
Yeah.
can catch it, because they didn't catch it. The bottom line is a business attached with that purpose, a mission for that business has got to be attached to it. So hopefully people get it, man. I don't know. You want me to send you an email? Let's go
We
eat something, man, and
yeah.
because we've been on for a minute,
Yeah, we
and
was gonna record this too.
Yeah, right. We was talking for me, but probably about an hour or so more before that, but probably about a couple hours. Uh, I just went over what you need to have so everybody can see it. Give me
Clutch.
some time to let this video download to the computer later on tonight because it wasn't a really long one. I think we went like for an hour and a half. Cool.
Yeah.
If you want to give me to tomorrow morning, but I'll make sure I get your email tonight.
Okay, bye. We good. It say
Okay.
2 hours on mine.
Yeah, and that's why I said about an hour and a half, two, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Um, but either way you go, you're gonna have the video between today and tomorrow, and then I'll shoot you the email where you can get on your stuff. You said about Thursday or something you have it, but you can start looking at the information now. If you want to click the
Yeah.
links, start printing your stuff,
Oh, I'm
do
gonna be in the library tomorrow. Trust.
yeah. And you are okay. I'm gonna do 10 minutes. Okay, cool. You got till
All right.
Thursday. I do it
Okay.
all in one day. It don't take me that long. Man. I probably can do it all in less than like going in the library with all this email. Just pull your email up when you go in the library. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Once you pull it up, you want to make this up here is where you're gonna put your browser at. I'm just putting. I know it's being recorded. This
Yeah.
is a browser for people that don't know. Okay. Where you put
Ouch.
quit showing people how to be free, Creek. Quit. Every time you say it, we gonna take you off. Cool. I'll be done in a minute. Now, give me 60 seconds. Now, when you go to the library, I know you know, but I'm gonna tell people this on here watching it.
Okay.
Pull up your email. Go to your decoration, print it out. When you print your decoration out, go to your email and just start clicking on the links that I sent in your email. If for those that got a decoration. Okay. Now, we'll do it one more time. 30 seconds.
Speedball.
Yeah, because they don't want me on here at all. They want my dinner's already cold. All right. You're gonna once you get these is what you're gonna put on the envelope. When you click the link, oh, how was the envelope? Stop, pause, click the link, the queen. You're sending your letter to the queen. Boom. I just showed you right there when you click the link. You don't have to use guesswork. When you go to the post office, sure, you might have to bend your head to the side, or you can just rotate this. Okay. You can rotate it. Okay, I put my address there and the queen's address there. You go to the post office, they're gonna do the amount of postage. It cost me $12 to send it. $5 is going to be the monetary value. Right here is showing you it's international, it's being sent overseas. Cool. Then you're going to put the decoration with it, all the attachments, your lineage, your that, and a cover letter. The cover letter. Let me see it before you send it. I got people trying to do these again because they did it wrong. Didn't let
Mm.
me see it before they sent it. Okay. I'm going to stop this sharing and hopefully it goes back. But if not, you guys have a good night. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and send you your email too. Let me go ahead and finish downloading this though. Hopefully it does. So I want to be able to stop the recording.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. We made it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and end recording. So you
Okay.
can text me if you need to text me. I'm gonna just take a break, go eat something. Before the end of the night, I'll go ahead and send you your email. Anybody else is watching, you can look at the recording. Find it in the description. If you did find the videos, because I uploaded on YouTube. If not, you can join our classes and seminars like these or broadcast in the future uh, via live stream uh, with the link in the description, which is going to take you to Telegram. Okay. My Telegram is rocking. That's where we at. You want to find me, you want to contact us or any of us or be a part of the
Have more
classes or
questions?
anything we got going on. Okay. Before we get cut off, okay, look at the link in the description. I'm gonna go ahead and end it out here. Boom. You need to get something from me, bruh. Just hit me up in the you already know how to get a hold of me. Just hit me.
Yeah, I
You
got
can
you.
hit me either the telegram or the email,
Okay.
either or you can hit my line.
I got
All
you.
right, so we gone, man. Anybody else got anything else, man, before we go? not, we're gonna say deuces, man. That's it. Y'all have a good night, man. All right.
You too.
All
Peace
right.
and love.
Peace to love. Peace to the gods.